So yeah, hey guys, welcome to this episode of the podcast. We have our friend Mustafa. Yo, don't worry, no one cares if you eat or not.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Like, this is breakfast for me. I have a reverse cycle.
but yeah. Sorry about no countdown, but it's I know we wanted to get this done as quick as possible as well.
No.
But yeah, I got this cool fight. Like we know that UFC 249 is coming up real soon,
Mhm.
and I did a poll on my Instagram, and a lot of people wanted to see. Like, I remember talking with Carl and talking with Keon. A
Yes.
lot of people liked my UFC commentary.
Yes.
So I was thinking of doing a segment where, since UFC is releasing all these free fights,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I wanted to like critique the free fights.
Oh yes. Yes. I've I was recently watching some of Ken Shamrock's fights actually. This was before he joined WWE, right? Like
Yeah,
1995.
yeah.
So
This is with the lawsuit like before the lawsuit that he had against the UFC, right?
yes, yes, this was before, way before the lawsuit. Guy's tough as nails. I'm not gonna lie. Guy's tough as nails.
Yeah, but
Um,
like his early fights with the UFC though were not the most glamorous fights. Like they definitely showed a lot of skill in terms of
yes,
like the Gracie Brazilian Jiu Jitsu,
yes, yes.
and how he was able to last for 45 minutes under a grip
Oh yeah.
with I believe it was Hoist Gracie he was fighting.
Hmm.
But like for people who don't know martial arts, when they see a guy in a triangle guard for that long, like I
That's
think he was in a triangle guard for like 15 minutes, and
that's a long time. Like that's a very very long time because that thing takes you out in minutes, like less than 10 minutes normally for a normal human being. Um, Dan Severn's also a huge legend in UFC. That is,
yeah,
Dan Severn was one of the pioneers who put UFC on the map. I think he was UFC champion and pro wrestling champion. One of those weird, very, because I'm from a pro wrestling background, I know this because like it's one of those rare feats that you know some individuals have achieved.
yeah,
A very rare feat. And Severn's record is like 100. Like we talked last time, 101 to like 17 or something like that.
yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
That's dude. This is one of the reasons why I'm a huge fan of the sport itself, because the amount of athleticism it takes to get a record like that, because there's very little one-on-one like combat sport, like, or one-on-one sports where you can get a record like that.
Yes.
And it's incredibly tough. Like, let's say you're in boxing,
Yes.
the amount of sheer athleticism you need to box to get a record like that is insane. And if you look at someone like Mike Tyson, who has a similar record,
Hmm.
it the way he moves compared to everyone else
Yes. Like
is,
Tyson was a beast. And Tyson's the only disadvantage, unfortunately, for Tyson is that normally, and again, this is based off of analysis or observation, right?
yeah,
Normally, he wouldn't last a lot of rounds, like 6 or 8 was the max he would let the fight go. He would try to end the fight early. Sure, it's realistic, but at the same time, if you compare him to someone like Muhammad Ali, for example, like this guy would take he's a classical outfighter who takes the fight to the 14th or 15th round, and he still wins by knockout.
yeah,
Doesn't even win by decision. So you could Ali was the kind of guy who's like like it was literally float like a butterfly, sting like a bee kind of deal.
yeah. And like the thing is, it's a different style because of the size.
Oh yeah, and
Because like right now, like I believe Muhammad Ali would be like a welterweight now. Like what was he, 175 back
I'm
then?
not sure about Ali's
Uh,
weight. I know like was 175 considered heavyweight back then?
Let me just check his weight during
Yeah.
his.
During his prime, yes. Because I know 200 plus or 205,
Oh,
205
he
is
was. Oh no, never mind. He was 107 kilos.
Yeah. No, he was heavier. He was a heavyweight.
Yeah,
The thing is, he was just leaner as
yeah. I think he
physique.
was just leaner then.
Yeah.
Because like if you were to look at someone like Anthony Joshua or
Mhm.
Klitschko now, like these guys are what, like 6'4", 6'6", massive guys
No,
compared to like the what 6'1", 6'2",
Muhammad
Muhammad
Ali.
Muhammad Ali weighing
Ali.
at like 100 kilos.
Yeah. But keep in mind, like he had a very different, unorthodox type of style, right?
Yeah,
And his style is one of those I wouldn't recommend people trying that style if they're going for a fighting career unless you are Floyd Mayweather.
yeah.
Because Floyd Mayweather has a very similar type of style that, he's kind of like gets the opponent in, like he's testing them out, toys with them, and then knocks them out. Like I think that's what he did with the McGregor fight too, right? Like
Yeah,
it was just like, it was very like, everybody in the bar, myself, my friend Mazen, myself, two other friends, Clay Wilson and Paul Sacombe.
yeah.
We're at a bar in Niagara Falls because we wanted to watch the pay per view, right? Like this huge boxing pay per view, and we saw some very like nice, very good bouts prior to the McGregor fight. Because again, it wasn't the best, but it was the main attraction. But we got exposed to some new talent as well, so which was a good business wise. It was good for the boxing industry. So the moment we got to like the main event, like a lot of people were rooting for McGregor. Us being the realists, the realistic, we were like, this is easily Floyd Mayweather's fight. Like, there's no question about it because
The
this
way
is,
McGregor gasses out,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. And the thing is, you notice that McGregor's like, he's trying to put a hold on. It's like, no, this is not MMA. This is a boxing ring. Do not put a hold. Like, pay attention. So he wasn't used to it. And the fact that someone like Floyd Mayweather has used just two fists for a very, very long time, the simplest tools you have as a fighter, the simplest tools. And he's just done it so many times. He clearly had that advantage. He clearly had the experience advantage and also technique advantage as well, because he had a very specific style of that had molded over the years, and he knew how to toy with an opponent. And to be honest with you, boxing fights last like four, 14, 15 rounds, like the championship matches at least. So is used to like fighting longer rounds too. So MMA does not have very long, like it if they're long
It
rounds,
goes to
sure,
five. It goes for
but
till 5 rounds, and like by then, like most of
five
the guys
rounds.
are
Yeah,
uh,
and
like blood
hardly,
spewing on the ground and all that.
hardly goes 5 rounds. Basically, boxing fights normally go to like the eighth, ninth round, easy. That is. So I think it's also the psychology behind it too. It's like you're not also used to the number of rounds. That is. Again, it doesn't matter the length of the time, but you're like psychologically, oh crap, this is just the fifth round or sixth round. So there's also clear disadvantage, and I was surprised at the number of people who were convinced that McGregor was going to win. I was very surprised. And when they were so disappointed, we're like, sorry, we told you so. We really told you so.
You- It's like having a rugby player and a football player play football, and then being
Exactly.
surprised the football player won a football game.
Exactly. It's like,
Like obviously, a rugby player is going to have a lot of transferable skills, but like,
but the football player is clearly the advantage because he's played professionally. That is. Someone like Brock Lesnar, for example, he was a wrestler who also tried to be a football player. Didn't work out. He didn't make the cut. However, when he joined like MMA, because he had a background not only in professional wrestling but also in NCAA, he had somewhat of a grappling background as well.
yeah,
He just needed to add like the strike status. And again, he lost his first fight. Like Brock Lesnar did not win his first fight; he lost. And fortunately for him, he worked hard and he was able to gain a championship. That is. So I think who did he defeat for the championship?
I don't remember. I think it was Frank Mir.
Frank Mir, yes, Frank
Yeah,
Mir he defeated for the championship. It's been a while, honestly.
yeah,
It was like a decade ago, probably.
yeah,
So it's one of those great times of the mid to late 2000s. That is.
yeah. So I just want to bring it back to the theme of this episode as well. Great discussion, but I think everyone's waiting for like the reaction to this fight.
Yes. Okay. So let's see the fight.
So yeah, this is basically a contract fight that they have here.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I don't want any audio to be picked up from this. I want our own commentary, so that's why I
Oh,
turned up muted my screen.
okay. Perfect. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna get dinged for it for on YouTube, eh?
We will if
Oh.
there's audio. Yeah. So
Oh,
basically,
there's audio.
pardon?
Oh, as long as there's no audio, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
Sadiq.
basically, these are the stats of the guys. This
Okay.
guy's
So one is 3 inches shorter. Okay, so Sadiq Yusuf is or Sadiq Yusuf is 3 inches shorter.
yeah.
Slight weight advantage. I haven't seen this fight, even though it's a featherweight bout. He does have a slight 2 pound advantage, but is it a lot?
It's
Maybe because
pretty even, but considering he's smaller but
he's smaller, but
heavier,
heavier. He does have the strength, the advantage that is in terms
yeah,
of like strength. That is, he would be the stronger guy. The reach, however, Mike Davis has longer arms, so he's a longer reach.
yeah. Unless they grapple, though, it's not going to be
Yes.
that much of an issue.
Yes. So Sadiq Yusuf is, I would say, he has the advantage when it comes to grappling. That is,
Yeah,
Mike Davis being the striker. Again,
yeah,
this is just from looking at this.
yeah. So yeah, they're just going about like
Yeah, they're
saying,
just going about, yeah.
and like I'll be pausing it here and there just to like
Hmm.
get.
The referee looks like he's about to like do something like mischievous. The referee could just be a meme. Okay, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Oof, the calf kick, man.
Come on.
Oh,
Ooh,
I
oh, they got the grappling. They got the grappling.
there's some dirty
Uh,
boxing going on. Holy.
come on.
I
Ooh.
absolutely love how they started off. Like, I'm like the thing is, I got so disappointed by UFC 248 with the title card with Yoel
Yeah.
Romero versus Adesanya,
Mm-hmm.
because these guys are some of the top fighters, pound to pound, pound
Yeah,
for
yeah.
pound. But
Yes.
the referee literally had to come in between them and be like, "Dude, the hell are you doing? Fight!
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
actually engage."
Actually engage in a fight. Yeah. That gets very frustrating where you're like, leaning on the person. It's
No,
like,
not even leaning. They were just like standing in front of each other, guard down, like just jumping around. And then the referee's like, engage.
yeah. Oh, that is like it's like what that weird stalemate. You know that remember the at that African wrestling. Like I don't know what country in Africa was. It was a
Uh,
stalemate for a long time,
yeah,
and so many people made fun of it. But the tradition was it was based on like because that sport is very different, right? It's wrestling, but it's just like when's the right time to strike? Take your sweet time
yeah,
type of deal. But I know in UFC over there because they don't have a limited time. I'm guessing there's no like time limit that is. So, but in this, however, you have a time limit. So you're like engaged. Like we don't have a lot of time.
but I'm actually impressed at how they're striking. Holy, look at
Ooh, Yusuf is Yusuf is like vicious.
yeah. Oh, that grappling attempt! He tried to do a suplex right there.
Oh yeah. Da, da, da.
Oof, oof.
Ooh,
The guy's
ooh,
recovery was amazing, though.
ooh,
Davis.
Davis. Ooh, that was a ooh. Come
These
on.
guys are aggressive. Holy.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Even though it's not like we call it like even though I can't see it in the fullest speed that is
Yeah.
because it's screen shared, but I'm seeing like very this is very good. This is good stuff.
But
Come on, come on.
Oof, this guy just dodged a front kick to the face.
Oh.
Davis just,
Ooh, another calf kick.
yeah.
Or the back leg. Yeah.
And surprisingly, most people don't understand how bad those hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Those
Yes.
hurt like crazy.
Oh, yeah. I have an injury on my, like, I think on my calf still. That is. He's got him cornered. Yusuf's been cornered. Oh, Yusuf's
Yeah,
fighting back.
yeah. Ah. So
Ooh.
I would, at this point, if I was Davis, I would have just switched. Oof.
Ooh.
That knee, holy.
Ooh. Davis. And
Holy. The amount of calf kicks Davis took, though,
yes, it's insane.
I would I would learn to check those kicks, or I would change stances.
Yeah.
This, yeah, my man, Yusuf just took a front leg swing kick to the abdomen area, to the oblique.
Mm.
Ah, like no, Davis is recovering really well, but like I don't know how many more calf kicks this guy can take.
Yeah. He probably has the ability. Ooh. Come on. Come on.
Ah,
Yeah, there we go. Ooh,
oh,
he's down.
oof,
He's
oof.
down. He's down.
I
He's down. He's down. He's done. That
no, he's
knee.
up, he's up, he's up.
Up. Holy. Holy.
That thing
It was a good
got,
recovery.
yeah, amazing recovery, but at that point, he's so damn. My man Davis is so damn lucky to be up.
Yeah. He must be sore. He must be
Yeah,
sore like crazy.
at that point when I had Yusuf, I would have put him into a guard immediately,
Yeah.
into some sort of rubber guard or some triangle guard, half guard or
Yeah.
something. Pull
Yeah.
his face close so there would be no other options to fight. Because clearly, Yusuf here doesn't know how to grapple, or else
Mm-hmm.
he would have attempted to take Davis
Yes.
down by now.
Yeah, what I noticed too, like he's not attempting to grapple, he's sticking with strikes.
Yeah, so I would have analyzed that and I would have put him on the ground immediately
Hmm.
into some sort of guard at that point. But
But then
obviously, these
again,
guys are strikers.
they're basically it's also the pressure of the situation too.
Yeah,
Heat of the moment, your brain is working in a different way. So I'm not gonna be too harsh on these fighters, that is,
yeah,
because it's not easy. It's not
yeah.
easy.
Mind you, they're doing extremely well. But
Yes.
at that point, if I had to put in something on an improvement,
Yeah.
I would
No,
have
definitely
just said,
grappling.
yeah,
Grappling, that is, yeah. Anyway, let's continue the fight.
yeah. Oof, this guy's eating. Ah,
Ooh.
finally.
Finally, there was somebody on the ground. Okay, he's got the
Oh,
front
guillotine.
lock.
Yeah, got him in a guillotine now.
Okay.
He came out of that guillotine.
Wow.
I'm actually shocked. That's right. Keep him against the fence.
Yeah.
Ah, shoot.
Ooh.
I think
And,
he got him in a Kimura first
oh yeah, the Kimura. Oh god. Oh god.
and guillotine again.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more Yusuf can take on this. My man Yusuf's actually like fighting through this pretty well.
Uh, Davis too. Like Davis is kind of, but like Davis is recovering every time. You know, he's
Yeah.
getting out. He can't. Yusuf can't get a hold of him. Yeah. 24, 23 seconds left. Ooh.
Like, do you know what the sad part about this is? This is a
What's
free fight.
it's
This isn't even a
amazing.
title card.
It's an amazing fight too.
Yeah, I'd actually paid money to see this as opposed to like that 13-second knockout with the Aldo McGregor fight.
Yeah. Honestly, like again, these. It's also like I guess did they recently release this as a free fight on YouTube?
Yeah, I think so. Let me
Okay.
just check. No, this was released in 2018.
Okay, so it's 2 years old. Okay, so I guess that's why they released it because it's been a while.
Yeah,
So I'm like, yeah, it does pass the threshold. So ooh, those some nice strikes. And
yeah,
just like I'm guessing this is the ooh, okay. There's a recapping the round.
yeah. Essentially recapping the round here.
Yeah, I would say Yusuf does have an advantage when it comes to like decision.
Yeah, and they got Dana White to stand up in a free fight,
Uh,
whereas UFC 248.
yeah.
Uh, no, thank you. But yeah, UFC 248. Dana White trashed both fighters, whereas this is a free fight,
Well,
and these guys are,
well, Dana White is the character himself too.
yeah,
I
pretty
wouldn't put
much
too much weight on like his opinion. That is too much.
sidekick, beautifully executed. You don't really see too many sidekicks.
Oh
You
yeah.
see, surprisingly.
Whoop whoop whoop.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. Nice, nice knee.
ah, my man Davis is like, it's actually pretty even. First round by points, I think Yusuf would probably,
I mean, but Davis is recovering really well.
yeah, yeah. I don't know how many more of those Yusuf can,
Yeah.
Davis can take. I mean,
Kind of
oof,
a stalemate. Ooh. Ooh. Come on, keep the guard up. Good job, guys. Keeping the guard up. Very
I
good.
like how they're moving as
Yes.
well.
Yeah, it's fast enough, but it's also like methodic too.
Yeah,
Like, it's kind of like a bit of
like they're
both.
moving in a way where they're conserving their energy, but when they need to be fast, they're taking their action
Yeah.
immediately. Taking,
Also, both of them, like Yusuf has some like holy. He works out his legs really well.
yeah,
Yeah, like at least with Yusuf's legs, I was like, holy, he does work out his legs a lot. Also, note to self for those who are in fitness, that's how your legs should be.
yeah. Never skip leg days, guys.
Or do it every day.
Uh,
Yeah, this is an interesting, very interesting fight.
yeah,
Come on, come on, come on. Like again, on my end, it's a bit pausy. It's pausing a lot, but I can still see like the what do you call it? Um, the viciousness of this.
yeah. Like for me, I wanted to get the Filmora sharing thing, but like unfortunately,
Hmm.
I'm on a student budget. Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
yeah,
Oh, that was a nice kick. Ooh, ooh.
My man Davis, he has to switch stances at least. Like, I'm
Yeah.
worried for his leg.
Oh yeah.
He's already starting to limp a bit.
Yes. Ooh, that punch.
I don't know if you can realize it or not, but like Davis has a bit of a limp on him.
Ooh, yeah, I can't see the limp because like it's a bit pausing, so I can't see the limp. So you'll have to fill me in on that.
Yeah,
Like,
basically the calf with the tattoo on it,
yeah,
he's basically limping on that calf.
yeah. Ooh, again, I can see. Ooh, okay, okay, got him
I
against the
trying to go
cage.
for the take. Yeah, he's trying to go for that takedown.
Yes. Forgot to have my banana in the meantime.
Yeah, don't. Ooh, yo, holy! Did you see that kick?
I did. I did. Mind you, it paused a little, but yeah, I did see that.
Yo, I gotta. If that did, yo, watch this.
Wow. He got down.
Yeah,
God damn.
I need to rewatch that. I have not seen something like that to this day in all the fights I've seen. If that landed,
Yeah.
if that landed on the head, my man Yusuf would have been out.
Oh yeah.
What the hell are they doing in the replay? That that
That
that
kick was
last
the highlight.
yeah, that
Yeah.
kick was the highlight.
Like, I don't get it. Like, as much as I'm rooting for Sadiq Yusuf, I'm also like looking at how impressive Mike Davis is too.
Yeah,
It's very impressive. Very, very impressive.
yeah,
Very tough.
like yeah. If I was Dana White, I'd give both these guys fights
Oh, I would
more
give them
often.
both a raise. A hell of
Yeah,
a raise. Sorry if I use the word hell. Sorry, YouTube.
no worries. Oh yeah, sorry, YouTube,
Sorry,
capitalist
YouTube
lords.
box. Yes. Come on, guys. Crap, they lasted a long time now.
Yeah, and I'm sad that this fight's only 3 rounds. I would happily see another round or
Another
two of these
round or
guys.
two, right? Yeah. Sure, I don't want to put too much pressure on my fighters because if I were a promoter for this,
Yeah,
I'd be like very careful with that. Again, from a fan perspective, sure you want to see more rounds, but as a promoter, you kind of want to take care of your fighters. So I'm glad it's 3 rounds because like this is like vicious.
yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
speaking of that, point based.
nice
Who do you think
jab.
what? Yeah,
There's some nice jabs. Like I like the jabs. You know?
yeah. Like I really like the way Sadiq's actually taking his jabs into it. He's doing it really calculated.
Yeah. Like the jab is just meant to like sting. That is,
Yeah,
it's not meant as a like the cross instead for our viewers. That the cross is your quote unquote power punch. That
yeah,
is. And this is depending if you're right arm. And if you're southpaw, it's the other way. Like your right arm is your jab arm, Your left arm is your cross, or basically your power punch. That is.
Yeah, like the thing with me is I got so used to just standing in southpaw as a right-hander
Mm-hmm.
that it's really awkward for me to stand in the regular right-handed
Oh,
stance.
yeah. And for our viewers, usually a lot of us when we train Muay Thai or MMA, right?
Yeah,
We're tested on both sides. Like some good
yeah,
coaches will teach you both how to
yeah,
fight southpaw and right guard. You just develop what is your preference, that is. And Nick here has developed a strong preference for a southpaw,
yeah.
that is.
And southpaw is the stance, not the movie.
It's
There's a
an
movie
option.
named Stout. Yeah,
Yes, there's the movie Southpaw, and again, I think Rocky was a Southpaw, was he? Rocky Balboa in the
I think
movie?
so. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no, he was a Southpaw. Um, but yeah, it's a term which is sort of like for a different stance. That is, it's a
yeah,
boxing term, very old boxing term.
yeah. So yeah, let's get back to the fight. And or before we do, I wanted to ask your opinion. Who do you think won each round? Like the first round and
Well,
second round?
okay, this one's gonna be a bit difficult because first round I would give it to Yusuf, but not again. The second round, however, I feel like it's even the second round. Slightly towards Davis second round, but not by much. That is.
Yeah, I give it the same rating as well because, but as much as David did a great job, most of his were counters
Yes, they were
to
technically
Yusuf striking. So the
exactly. You
points would go to Yusuf in that situation for the first
yes,
round, whereas in
yes,
second round they did a like an equivalent amount of strikes to each
yes.
other.
All right, let's keep
Yeah.
going. Let's final round. Ooh, I would not want to be on the receiving end of those kicks.
Yeah, like Muay Thai kicks are insane.
Deadly. They're deadly.
Yeah, Muay Thai and Taekwondo are the two martial arts you don't want to get in reach with kicks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ah, go for a takedown. If Davis goes
Come
for
on,
a
come on,
takedown, he has this round.
come on, come on.
Ah, come on, man. What the hell are you doing? Oh, and do you know what I need realize? These guys' traps are insane. Like
Oh
people
yeah.
who do martial arts or boxing and Muay Thai in particular, their traps are insane just because of how much they gotta punch.
Well, not only because of how you got punched, like you're constantly like working
Yeah,
the trapezius muscle, right? Because you're constantly in a
in the
sort of
form.
almost like a quasi shrug
Yeah,
position. But also you have to work them too. Like I would also give them that there's the extra time of also getting in shape too, like resistance training on
yeah,
top of fighting. That is.
yeah. Man, these kicks are insane that both guys are doing.
Ooh,
They would send.
that is like that swing, like the Davis is like just that swing. It's like
Yeah.
I would not want to receive that.
My soul will leave my body for any of these kicks.
Ooh,
Like
Come on.
yeah, you gotta realize that I'm trying to with a fight like this. I'm controlling myself so hard, trying not to channel my inner Joe Rogan.
Well, we all have an inner Joe Rogan or an inner Alex Jones.
There's flat.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This was down.
Listen to me.
Oh, 27, 26, 25, 24. Woo. This is, yeah, fight's almost over. Come on, guys, pace it out. Pace it out. Well, yeah. Good
Keep going,
job
John.
to both of these fighters. Very good job. Very, I would have applauded, like, I would have given a standing ovation because they not only like pulled
Yeah,
like the entire 3 rounds. Not only that, but they received a hell of punishment. That is like that is some insane punishment to receive. This round, it's difficult. Oh yeah, I would give it to like Yusuf mainly because of the face strikes and like the way he dropped him down.
yeah, same.
Like
Like
Yusuf had
a tough
better guard.
choice, but like Yusuf should be the winner of this fight.
Yeah, because like he had a better guard overall. Again, this
Yeah,
is my opinion. Again, I'm not a judge on there over there, so I don't know what the result is for this.
yeah. They'll tell us the result, but like predictions, uh,
Predictions is
I
Yusuf.
would give it to
Yeah,
Yusuf.
yeah.
Let me turn on the sound. So, can you hear it?
I cannot hear it. Don't worry about this on my end.
Or don't worry, I'll keep it off, and then like they'll raise the hand, right?
Yes,
I called it. My man
yes.
Yusuf won.
Yeah. Yusuf won. Yusuf won the fight. Because again, keep in mind, he scored the most points with like face, hitting the face and getting the strikes, and that is
This is one of the
unanimous.
biggest
And
things I
yeah,
like about.
unanimous. This was easily unanimous status.
Yeah,
So like, I would have given it to Yusuf. If this lasted another round, it could have been a knockout on Yusuf's side. That is like
yeah,
Yusuf knocked out Davis. That is again, Davis put up a good fight, but Yusuf being the more calculated, the more accurate striker of the two. Even though Davis had a bigger reach, had a longer reach, so like slightly longer reach.
yeah,
Um, and in terms of like Yusuf was shorter, like by 3 inches, and he was a bit heavier, but he had certain like grappling advantages, but not in terms of strikes. But surprisingly, he did very well with the strike status. So, and again, also this is just opinionated. That is just my personal opinion. Yusuf, overall, like they're both good fighters, but overall, like Yusuf proved to be the better fighter. That is in those 3 rounds. And I'm glad they did not kill each other and lived to fight another day too. So if there were to happen another fight between these two, I'd pay to watch.
yeah. Same here. I'm thoroughly impressed by.
Very impressed. Yeah, this is very impressive. This went like full 3 rounds, 15 minutes. This is 15 minutes of in-ring action. And this is not because like you're using everything, right? Like not just your fists, you can do takedowns and different holds and kicks and whatnot. Those kicks, though, holy, those kicks! I was, I'm very impressed by those kicks, especially like you're taking these kicks, like on your shin and the back of your leg, where what do you call the muscle above the knee? What do you call that muscle? Just behind
Quad.
the leg. Quadriceps. Yeah, it
Yeah,
even did the quads as well. So like the quads, the shin, That was insane. But at the same time, it was very calculated on both men. They were trying. They were not rushing it. They took their time. Um, I know it's a different approach, like tire your opponent down, but they have very similar approaches. That is very similar style. Um, there are fighters who like to end the fight as soon as possible,
These guys
but
were
these
really
guys they knew that
calculated.
they can go the distance. So I think they weren't worried about that too much, but they were more worried about like landing it, you know, landing the most impact strike.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm actually shocked at how solid their chin is.
Yeah.
And like this is what I expect from an MMA fighter. And then when I see people like Scob fighting,
Yes.
and then shit, I got myself started on him, right? That don't get me wrong, Brendan Scobb's a really nice person. What he did with Ray Borg's son is like this guy's an amazing person. But
Mhm.
this guy is a horrible fighter.
Right. Right. Right.
And Joe Rogan had the famous discussion with him, basically being like, "Yeah, you don't want to fight because like the way you do because you're gonna get brain damage." Now Scott decided that the best thing to do was give his audience brain damage during stand-up specials. But
I haven't seen much of his fights. Again, I'm a casual viewer,
yeah,
so but I know like Nikhil over here he is a hardcore fan. I would say he qualifies as a hardcore fan.
yeah,
Um, but I think um, like this, I'm glad like UFC is releasing these free fights. Something to see. That is, if, especially during lockdown too. There's not a lot to watch on YouTube, so it's so like protected, right? So
yeah,
they're like giving us little tiny peanuts basically. It's
yeah.
like, oh, here you go. Here's a little free fight. Here's another free fight. So, but it's good for business for UFC, that is, because you're getting familiar with like fighters that are not, they're not like mainstream. You know, not everybody knows these fighters. That is, like Sadiq and Davis. These are like, it's best. It's good for their brand, because keep in mind, UFC, not only is it about fighting, but it's also about the brand itself, to your personal brand as well. And it's unfortunate that it's not purely on the fighting itself, but it's also like how you build a personality. So it's like, I'm like, that should be reserved for something like professional wrestling, but UFC is kind of like flirting with that idea. Basically, it flirts with that
Yeah.
idea. But yeah, and
But
again,
like
I
the most
think
successful guys in UFC are the guys that do show sportsmanship.
yes,
Um, and to a certain, like Conor McGregor, the only reason why he got famous is because of marketing. But everyone
marketing,
knows.
trash talking,
But
which is
yeah,
kind of like a formula from wrestling, right? Taken formula from wrestling. That
but
is.
yeah, you got people like Khabib,
Yes,
um, Poirier, like a lot of the top guys, GSP, Anderson
yes,
Silva, Aldo, like none of these guys actually trash talk.
yeah,
Um, like you got Bipasing, like Bipasing's a gentleman. Like yeah, he did trash talk to promote the fight initially, but
yeah,
after the loss, he took the loss to the chin like man. But
yeah,
then like the guys who trash talk, there's only one or two that are successful because of
yeah.
trash talking. At
Oh
the
yeah,
top, like the rest of the guys that are successful, you
yeah.
hardly like the greatest of all time. You can tell that they really hate the idea of trash talking.
And again, I think trash talking is more of a psychological method. It's like to get to the person's nerves. It can be advantages to the trash talker themselves. That is, that they can, rile up not only the audience, but their opponent as well. A lot of times, like, it has worked to their advantage, and sometimes it didn't work. But like, words can be very powerful. Also, it's more memorable too when you see a trash talker. That is, like, even McGregor, for example. Like,
Yeah, that
he's,
McGregor and Aldo fight was the most
yeah,
memorable with
yes,
this guy McGregor telling Aldo to go phone home to his wife, telling like I think it was that fight where he constantly insulted like Aldo and his like wife and
yeah,
everything.
But
And
keep in
then
mind,
yeah,
with any combat sport, right?
yeah,
I think the trash talking publicity, and it's just not pro wrestling, but also like you've seen like Muhammad Ali trash talking as well, right? And you've
yeah,
seen like I think it's just it's history that is like because you are sort of like you know building up. It's a great way to sell tickets to the trash talking itself. Like it builds up the anticipation. Some people want to see the trash talker get his ass whooped, and some people want him to whoop the ass. So it kind of builds sort of like an interest, right? So I wouldn't discourage trash talking. There's a few guys who don't like trash talking, which is fine. It's every to each their own. I am not a huge personal fan of it if it's not in professional wrestling because it just sounds very, it sounds like basically in professional wrestling because you're such a trained talker, right? You train yourself to talk a certain way, and with fighters, it's like it's like, what are you saying? Like,
yeah. And
what?
then like for some people it just doesn't work. Like Mike Tyson, like let they who fit the fatted. Like it's
Yeah. Like
like
I love like I nothing against those with a lisp or any speech impediment, but it's like wait what? Like I kind of want to understand what you're saying, but
but
it's
some people just have this aura where you know you're gonna get your ass kicked
yes
just
yes
standing in front of them. I forgot who Mike Tyson was fighting, but
yeah.
there's this one fight where the fighter got knocked out 3 times before he hit the ground.
Ooh,
Like he was up against the fence like this. Mike Tyson uh,
ooh,
hit him in the face 3 times, and all 3 punches, this guy got knocked out and came back to
yeah.
life.
Oh yeah, that was I saw a video of that. I was like, whoa, that is it's like going dying and coming back to life like a near death experience almost
Yeah, and
basically
he had like 3 of that, like
three
up against
times
the
three
fence. Like,
times yeah, yeah. Dude, that is insane. It's like getting knocked out and then getting hit so hard you come back to life and then getting hit again and then you going passing out again.
yeah, by
It's
the
insane.
you gotta remember the ref was like
Yeah.
this, like one arm's length away. By the time the ref moved one arm length in, this guy
Yeah.
got knocked out and came back to life 3 times.
Oh,
I
but
forgot
I give it
who
to him. I give it
Tyson.
to him. He came back to life, just the wrong, just against the wrong person.
Yeah,
You're getting up in the right place, but at the wrong time. Actually, no, right time, wrong place, kind of deal.
yeah,
I don't know how it's basically to each their own. Basically, to each their own. It's it's one of if I were in the ring with Mike Tyson, even if I were not knocked out, but if I somehow got to life, I'm like I'm gonna stay knocked down
yeah.
for
No, if I was in a ring with Mike Tyson, at that point, I just like drop my pants and bend over for him
okay.
because I know that's what's
Also,
eventually gonna
also,
happen.
listen, okay. Um, for if Mike Tyson, if anybody watches this who's a friend of Mike Tyson, tell tell him that he's a completely nice person. He's an absolute sweetheart. We're gonna buy him we'll buy him chocolates on Valentine. Just tell him to please do not eat us alive.
And but if he does give us a right cross, so we die first.
Well, we die, and then he'll get to eat us, basically.
Yeah. If he wants
So
to attack us, like let him like go full fledged. I don't know if you've seen his training video. Like the man's 53 and he still has it. Like the way he moves a heavy
yeah,
bag and stuff.
the way he moves, and the thing is, like, I like it's just so hardened. It's like very hardened, kind of like that street combined with the training, and it's kind of like that aura. Basically, it's like you do not want to get anywhere near close to that guy.
Yeah.
And I think this reminds me like the what do you call it? There's another. We also remember Brock Lesnar, former UFC champion, right?
Yeah.
He sounds very like when he talks, he doesn't have the deepest voice. He does not have the deepest voice, but when he's in the ring, and he's a very shy person. Like in person, he's a very shy person. He's not like a social animal, if anything. But when he gets into the ring, it's like, oh my god, there's this personality switch that just turns on, and it's just I'm gonna stay away from this individual. And even
Yeah,
Mike Tyson seems very calm and cool, but you're kind of like, this man can strike at any moment. Like Mike Tyson has a different kind of aura. It's like it's like a growling like it's a growling like a panther or something, like the growling panther
the
dog.
best way to put it is, do you know
Yeah.
how Mike Tyson has a tiger, right?
Yes.
Mike Tyson's aura is basically so intense that the tiger has to sleep with one eye open to watch out for Mike Tyson.
Oh man. Oh man. Like and then we're not talking any regular like tiger. We're talking the Amur tiger, the dangerous tiger. We'll have to keep an eye open for Mike Tyson, basically. The 1,000-pound tiger will be aware very of Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
and it'll be like protecting its ear, be like, no, don't bite my ear off. Oh,
Yeah,
and then
I still remember his interview with like some guy. This interviewer was a piece of crap. Sorry,
mhm,
YouTube, but this guy. My God. So Mike Tyson was supposed to meet the mayor or something
yeah,
to talk about like I don't know what the topic was, but like he was supposed to meet him. This interviewer straight up asks, "So you have these rape allegations. What do you think the mayor will say when he finds out that you rape people?" And Mike
yeah,
Tyson's like starts swearing at him like he won't say anything because you're a rat piece of shit.
yeah.
And I'm like the I don't know how this interviewer walked to set with those massive basketball-sized iron balls he has in there.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing I give it to the interviewer. He asked the brave questions, like an interviewer should, right? Like I would
But
say that's a very
I don't know
interesting.
how he would be able to sit there and just ask Mike Tyson that
Yeah, I'm
question.
impressed. I'm impressed because again, a normal guy with a assault, like any sexual assault or rape allegation, gets very super defensive, right? Like a normal guy. So and again, I'm not saying like not protecting any you know people who are assaulting, like any convicts, anyone convicted of sexual assault or rape. We're not defending them. We're just saying that the normal psychology of how, because of like because they get very super defensive, especially predators, because it's like, sure, it's a serious offense, but also like they kind of want to, it's kind of like get cornering an animal, it's like it's going to lash out at you when you corner it too much, that is. So it kind of like the same psychology applies. So yeah, like I get it, like it's what do you call it, it's also a sensitive issue, so we're probably not gonna comment on whatever his allegations are, like.
Yeah, but like I was like I'm not commenting on what
It's a,
he did, what's wrong. I'm just
but it's a
commenting on the
brave,
fact
like
that
you said, like what Nicole is saying, it's a brave question to ask.